This is Tom Dillon, the Lifetime Liberal, and today is Wednesday, October 20th, 2016. The title of this rant is Hillary Humiliates Trump, or the Donald. So I had to look up the term humiliate, which basically means to feel ashamed or foolish. Now, Donald will not feel ashamed or foolish. He'll come out claiming that he won the debate. He'll claim that all the online polls, which are very unscientific, will say that he won the debate. And he'll hang his head high that he did. But she crushed him. She humiliated him. And the Republican Party are really the ones who need to feel ashamed and foolish, because they are the ones, who basically allowed this buffoon to hijack their party to this point. And what I basically see is we have the third time in a row that Hillary has had a very exceptional debate performance, and Donald has just floundered the entire way. And for all of Donald's claims that he's a smart, he's smart, he's just showing he's really, really not that smart. And I think that it really came out last night quite a bit. Now, there are three takeaway things. One of them is the one that's going to be resonating most this week, which I really think is, of the three that I'm going to say, is the least, which is that I will tell you at the time whether or not he will actually concede defeat, if he's going to be defeated, which he probably will be. Again, this shows a disdain for the American people, for the process, for the American system of government. I don't think that it's that big a deal, because he's pretty much been saying it's going to be rigged the whole time. And even though his surrogates have been saying, "Oh yes, we believe in the process," I never thought that he would do it, because he's just not the type to do it. The second one is that he said at one point that Hillary is guilty of very, very serious crimes. And again, he exacerbates the situation and takes her faults to the greatest level possible, that she should be in jail, or she should be in prison. And again, I'd like to always point out, which I've pointed out many, many times before, is what you can believe when you read things on the internet. Is that, Hillary should be in jail for this crime because of this, and this. And of course, it's based on a false premise from the beginning. And then every point afterwards, brought out by our friends in the right-wing media, it exacerbates it to the worst degree possible. So what they actually come up with is actually not even remotely close to what is actually going on in reality. So I think that one had a very serious one. And the one that I think that really shows the true nature and the true character of the Donald. And it came in a very, not a big yelling, screaming match or anything. Hillary has just basically made a criticism of Donald, and he slipped in there very quickly, such a nasty woman. And, to me, that basically indicates the egregious disdain that Donald has for women in general. Is that as soon as someone says something critical of him, he has to immediately try and degrade them to the lowest level possible. Not acknowledging what they said, not wishing to refute what was said, but basically to just indicate that term. Such a nasty woman. To me, that'll resonate with women of color all over the place. And again, it goes a lot to the fact that the Donald needed to, in my terms from yesterday, needed to be statesmanlike, and he was not statesmanlike. And another couple quick things is that, number one, throughout the whole debate, he talked about everything about Hillary and about her policies and about everything else, the worst and the disaster. He threw those lines out. He's thrown those lines out all over the place anyway. And it makes it very easy for his base to understand, but is really not necessarily making a lot of sense to all of the American people. And both were playing to their base, but Hillary was very much playing to women. women, rich women, poor women, women of color. She was playing to that quite a bit. And that, I think, can only help her. Whereas with the Donald, he was basically paying to his white minority base. And I don't think that's going to help him. Now, in terms of the debate itself, Hillary had a strategy. She was very forceful in her beliefs of what she believed in. She very forcefully made a strong stand for Planned Parenthood, for increasing the minimum wage, and a number of other things. And she had her tactics. And basically her biggest tactic was to set trap after trap after trap, for Donald. And basically he fell into all of these traps. And it showed what a petty, conniving person that he is. And it also showed that Donald was basically the opposite of Hillary. He was unprepared. He was undisciplined. He just meandered all over the place, and he pivoted to things that he never could tie back to the original subject, and would come up again with the worst, disaster. Hillary is the worst, you lied, very, very serious crimes. So I can only see this debate as truly, truly sealing the deal for Hillary, sealing the deal especially for Hillary with women. I don't see anything in here that could have helped Donald. Yes, he will have remained his strong core base. I don't see, people are talking now about, yes, this is a four-person race technically, and he will lose a couple points to those third-party candidates. But people are basically saying he might not get above that 39% level, which is not good for the Republican Party at all. Is not good for their down-ballot candidates. And remember, she has been slowly and slowly increasing her lead since that first debate. And it's at its highest point, basically, right now, because it had come very, very close before that first debate. I don't see anything that he has done that will help him in these last 19 days. And I see that everything that she has done in this base to continue to help her. And one other aside on the whole thing, I'm kind of sick of listening to all of the crap that Donald has been throwing out all over the place, because he doesn't have an idea of government, of good governance. He doesn't have an idea of how to run a government efficiently and effectively. He can only say that he is going to make America great, that everything is going to be great, the unemployment rate's going to go down, we're going to have 5% growth rate, which we haven't had since whenever, I don't know, long, long time. Compares us to India and to China in terms of their growth rate. We're much, much more of a mature country than they are in terms of growth. I don't see it helping him at all. I just can't wait for these 19 days to be over with. I'm tired of this crap.